Do you feel like you have a lot of clothes, but when you go to leave the house, you try on a million things and you just can't figure out what to wear, and then you make that grand proclamation, I have nothing to wear? Well, let's solve that problem today. So I'm calling this method the roster method because what we're gonna do is build up your roster of clothing kind of like a sports team would build up a roster of players. So the idea is to have only your best players on the team and a minimum amount of bench warmers or none at all. And then for specialty players, maybe just one or two. Much like a football team does not need 10 quarterbacks, they only need one and a backup. Although they probably actually have 10 backups. I don't know, but you get the idea. So the first step is to go into your closet and do your first round draft pick. So you're gonna kind of rifle through and find all the things that you are actually wearing anyway. So these would be items that fit you, that feel good, that you're comfortable in, that you're always kind of grabbing to wear. Even if you try 1 million other things on beforehand, you always end up wearing these same items. And it might be a lot of clothes or it might be just a few items. Take those items and put them in a different area. You can either lay them on your bed or you can hang them in another closet or lay them out on a table or whatever. But the idea is to just separate them from the rest of the pack so that you know that that's your main roster of clothing, and then we're gonna move on from there. So once you've got your draft picks kind of set aside, you have to go back and deal with everything that is left. And this is kind of the hard part. But here are a few ways to kind of break it down and look for items that makes it a little easier to identify which things you can get rid of out of your closet. One thing you can do is have a retirement party. And this would be looking for clothes that are aging or they're pilling or they have a stain or a hole or they're stretched out or there's something wrong with them and you're not wearing them anymore. And these would be items that you can either donate if they're in decent shape, but more than likely, these are items you can just throw away. So another thing to look for when you're going through your closet are out of season items. So right now we're in Minnesota, it's really, really cold outside. And if I have a bunch of pretty tank tops or short sleeve shirts hanging there, even though I know these are not options for to wear on a certain day, it still just adds to the clutter and adds to the confusion in my brain about what I'm supposed to wear because I only want items hanging that are actual options for the current day and the current season. So take these items, put them in a bin, put them into storage, and it'll be really fun when you grab them in the spring because spring is exciting in Minnesota. The next thing you can also look for are one-hit wonders. So these would be maybe a dress that you wore to a wedding one time 5 years ago, you've never worn it again, or something you bought for a special occasion, or you bought it for a trip. And you kind of have to look into the future and think to yourself, am I actually going to wear this within the next year, or will it fit me in a year, or does it even fit me now? So let's get those one-hit wonders and let's get them out of there and just do something else with them. Another really tough one to look for are clothes that don't fit. Actually, these are not tough to look for. These are tough to get rid of. And so anything that does not fit you now, you really don't want it in your closet at all, because all it's doing is telling you every time you see it that it doesn't fit you, unless it's too big for you, depending on your goals. You can also kind of tell yourself that if the problem is they're clothes that are too small for you, if you were to fit in them again, would you want to wear those clothes, or would you want to just go shopping and get something new? Because for me, I probably would want to go shopping and get some new clothes that fit my new fabulous body. I actually had a video idea where the title would be how to get rid of clothes that don't fit you, and then the whole video would just be me taking clothes that don't fit me, putting them in a box, and taking them to Goodwill. That's how easy it is, but for some reason we get caught up in maybe it'll fit me someday or, all this, but probably you just need to get rid of it. Another thing you can look for are what we can call bench warmers. So these are items that are sitting in your closet. You never wear them. You never put them out on the field, but they are just taking up space. These are clothes you need to get out of your closet because you are not wearing them anyway. This is something I had to tell myself over and over and over as I'm doing this. You're not wearing it anyway. So these need to go to another team. They would be really well suited on another team, but not your team. So either put them in the donation pile, or if you're into selling clothes online, you can sell them, but just get them out of your closet and it will feel so good. This is probably the bulk of what is taking up your closet, are just bench warmers, decent clothes in decent shape, but that you just do not wear. So once you've got your big pile of clothes to donate and your pile of clothes to sell and your trash bag full of old clothes that would not even be nice to donate, then you're gonna look at your main roster of clothing again and figure out where you need to fill the holes. So if you have a pretty cardigan, but you don't have anything to wear it with, you make a note of that in your phone, either in a little notes document, or start a Pinterest page or an Amazon list or a shopping list of some sort. And then when you go shopping, then you'll kind of know which items you're looking for, rather than buying something that maybe still doesn't go with anything that you have. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.